Greetings everyone and welcome to Spacing Out. I'm Jason McClellan.
And I'm Maureen Elsberry. Thanks for joining us.
Let's jump right into it and get you caught up on some of the UFO news that has made headlines recently.
The USA Network has announced that it is developing an alien-themed drama.
Variety provides the following plot outline for this high-concept thriller titled Colony. In 2015, Los Angeles exists in a state of occupation. Some collaborate with the alien authorities and benefit from the new order, while others rebel and suffer the consequences. Colony is a naturalistic drama about a family torn by those opposing forces, making difficult choices as they balance keeping their family together with the struggle of the human race.
Blaster surmises that this new alien TV show could strike the balance between something like Fallen Skies and the occupation years of Battlestar Galactica, with a bit more family drama thrown into the mix.
Alien-themed television shows don't appear to be going out of style anytime soon, as networks continue to develop series exploring extraterrestrial topics. Humans continue to be fascinated by the mystery of extraterrestrial life, and as long as that fascination persists, networks are sure to continue in their effort to meet the demands for alien and UFO programming.
It's unclear if intelligent extraterrestrials are equally fascinated with Earthlings, but if they are, and if they have the capability to pick up our broadcast signals, the folks over at Abstruse Goose put together a handy infographic to illustrate what Earth shows extraterrestrials could be watching right now. Check it out on our website, openminds.tv.
Pope Francis announced that everyone has the right to baptism, even aliens from Mars.
French news agency AFP reports that during the Pope's daily Mass on Monday, May 12th, he stated that Christians cannot close the door to all those who seek baptism, even if they are green men with long nose and big ears like children draw.
He continued, if tomorrow, for example, an expedition of Martians arrives, and some of them came to us here, Martians, right? Green with the long noses and big ears, just like children paint them, and one says, but I want to be baptized. What would happen?
The Telegraph and other media outlets assume the comment about baptizing Martians was simply a display of the Pope's lively sense of humor, while delivering a more serious message about how everybody has the right to be baptized. But Pope Francis isn't the only Catholic who has recently mentioned baptizing extraterrestrials.
In a 2010 interview with The Guardian, Vatican astronomer Guy Consolmagno stated that he would baptize an extraterrestrial if one requested, because any entity, no matter how many tentacles it has a soul.
The present-day Vatican is open to science and the possibilities of life elsewhere in the universe. In a 2009 interview, Father Jose Gabriel Funes, the director of the Vatican Observatory, stated, "As a multiplicity of creatures exist on Earth, so there could be other beings, also intelligent, created by God. This does not contrast with our faith because we cannot put limits on the creative freedom of God." The article that contained this interview with Funes is titled, "The Extraterrestrial is My Brother."
A man walking his dog noticed a strange light in the sky, and it happened to be captured on video by a security camera.
This UFO sighting was sent to us by Puerto Rico UFOs.com with testimony from the witness who states, "On May 5th, 2014, approximately 19:39 p.m., I was walking my dog in the garden when I noticed a distance of a bright object in the sky just above the town of Fajardo, Puerto Rico. The object appeared from nowhere, rose about 200 meters, and remained at that point for about 5 seconds, and then shot down at 60-degree angle. The object disappeared when entering a dark area. I also noticed in the sky was a dark cloud with lights going on and turning off near where the object disappeared."
The video corroborates the witness's testimony. It shows a point of light enter from the upper left side of the screen, heading upward. The object then seemingly stops before quickly heading back the direction from which it came.
The movement is strange for a plane or a helicopter, but not impossible for either aircraft. A remote-controlled drone could also maneuver like the object in the video. As Puerto Rico UFOs.com points out, either way, it is clear that the camera captured an object under intelligent control in the night sky.
An Australian television production crew unknowingly filmed a pair of UFOs over the New Zealand town of Queenstown.
The crew was in New Zealand filming for the 7th season of their series titled Color in Your Life. On April 3rd, 2014, producer-presenter Graham Stevenson and director Sophia Stacey were filming the opening sequence for the show. It was during this filming that the two mysterious aerial objects were recorded, but these UFOs were not noticed until the edited footage was being reviewed.
On Monday, May 12th, Color in Your Life issued a press release explaining the discovery. It stated, "In the past week, when editing of the episode was complete, Graham noticed something strange in a wide shot. Two objects traveling from left to right of the screen at a great speed. When the images were slowed to a frame-by-frame sequence, you could see the shapes emerge from the trees and move across the sky. eventually disappearing.
Birds are a possible explanation for the UFOs, as these objects seemingly emerge from the trees and move quickly through the sky. But in response to this possibility, Color in Your Life posted to their Facebook page, "From the trees to where I was on the bike is about 1/2 kilometer. If you look at the speed in real time, that means that if there were birds, they would have to have accelerated to about 4,000 kilometers an hour in 1 second."
Some have also suggested the possibility of military aircraft, but the crew again points to the incredible speed of the objects and the lack of nearby air bases to rule out traditional aircraft.
The Queensland, Australian newspaper Daily Mercury reports that after seeing the UFOs in the footage, Stevenson Googled UFO sightings and found that a Holland UFO video shot that same week shows a similar object.
It does seem peculiar for a production company of a TV show to issue a press release, or a media alert as they titled it, about UFOs and recorded footage. Although it may seem like a marketing ploy for the show, it is possible that the production company is genuinely interested in identifying the mysterious aerial objects they captured on film. And Maureen, I think that's probably the case in this point. This is a show highlighting artists,
right,
and it doesn't seem that they're, other than calling this a media alert, they're not really hyping up this event. They're just curious to find out what it was.
I think that they were excited that they captured something odd.
Right.
And again, like we said, it's a possible identification. Could be birds or something closer to the camera, that it's not as far of a distance that we're seeing, so the speed seems faster than it actually is. But it is an interesting, like, 1 second clip.
Right. I think it's an interesting video, and a lot of people like this one, and they're quick to dismiss bugs and birds, and it's tough to do that, and the people who captured this footage estimated the speed themselves, and it's really difficult to get a true gauge of the actual speed of these objects in the film.
Yeah, it'd be great if anybody else saw anything weird around that area, please let us know.
And another interesting video is this Puerto Rico security camera. It's cool that this guy's sighting was captured on this camera, and it does appear strange. But I will point out, it does look like a lot of videos we see of airplanes coming in for a landing, and perspective really can play a lot of tricks on you here when an airplane is flying directly towards your line of sight or camera. Kind of looks like it hovers in the air.
Right.
But when you do see planes landing at an airport, and we're very close to a gigantic international airport here in Phoenix, we kind of see it all the time.
Right, and I think that too, it's a very controlled movement. It's not erratic. It looks that this is most likely a terrestrial craft of some sort, but who's to say?
And I want to point out, there is a possibility that this video could be slightly time-lapsed. It's a security camera, and some security cameras do that. If you watch some of the behavior of various lights in the video, there seem to be some erratic pulses of light and things that could be explained by time-lapse photography. And again, that would explain why an airplane landing, the movement seems kind of off for a typical airplane landing. It does have time code on there, but it's difficult to say if that time code was added later for reference, or if that is the true time code that was embedded by the camera itself. So
Right.
we'll throw that out there as a possibility of time lapse, but we don't know. But it is a really interesting video, and I do encourage people to check it out on our website because it is fascinating. It's one of the more interesting ones we've seen recently. But speaking of interesting videos, a viewer recently submitted a UFO video to us. Milton Finch recorded a video of an unidentified craft on April 9th in St. Stephen, South Carolina, using night vision equipment. He supplied the following description with his video. At first, solid orange light, military fighter jets close by in sky. Orange light and night vision was blinking, then becoming 1, then 2, then back to 1. You could hear the jets. We went out to see the International Space Station originally. We missed 3 minutes of recording the object due to not having the equipment with us. Newton Hornet monocular, multiplication of 4. I set the date to March 3, when it should have been April 4.
Although it's difficult to make out much in the grainy video with all the digital artifacts, the behavior of this mysterious object is fascinating. We would love to hear what you think about this video, so post your thoughts in the comments section.
That is all for this episode of Spacing Out. Remember to visit our website, openminds.tv, for all the latest news. And if you listen to podcasts, go to openminds.tv/radio and check out Open Minds UFO Radio.
If you enjoyed today's show, please click on the like button and subscribe to our channel so you know when we post new content. Thanks again for joining us today. I'm Maureen Elsberry.
And I'm Jason McClellan. We will see you in the future.
If you have a UFO sighting or something you would like to report to Open Minds, you can go to our website at openminds.tv and click the contact button to send us your request. Or you can email us at contact@openminds.tv. You can also call us at 1-877-UFO-0110. That's 1-877-836-0110.